Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White, and welcome to Ask Me Anything. And today is March 30th, 2023. I hope everybody's had a good week. Hi, Serene. Hi, Cali Healer. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Amy. Hi, Dee Dee. Yes, we are bracing for wild weather again. And I know you're my neighbor outside of Chicago, so I appreciate that. Yes, we are bracing for, I'm not going to embrace this weather. I have had it with this weather. Ask me how I really feel. I can't take any more snow, any more cold, any more wind. And yet here we go yet again. So anyway, and Angel, great question. Angel Aguilar says, what is today's card and anything in the stars about the USA? So I'm going to talk about the astrology going forward in April because it's a lot. But today's card, and there's been a lot on the news today. And today's card is a 6 of Clubs day. So 6 of Clubs, I don't mean to laugh, but it's kind of funny. 6 of Clubs means speaking the truth. So anybody that is born today or in the world today, it's about the truth, and trying to get to balance and trying to get peace and balance. So it's kind of appropriate for today, right? I don't know why that cracks me up. So anyway, so there is a lot going on, and I thought what I would do is I would talk about, I'm going to talk about the astrology first because I've got a lot of questions, and you guys, thanks for answering or asking a lot of questions. I love it when I can look on Facebook and go, oh, okay, these are some great questions for tonight. So I can answer a lot of those questions. But let's talk about the astrology that's going on right now. Now, remember I said Mars is out of bounds. Mars is still out of bounds until May 5th. So we're going to see wild things, wild swings here still because, we're just in this time period. But when we get to April is a very challenged month, a lot of challenges in April because we have an eclipse in April. So we're going to begin eclipse season. There'll be the first eclipse in April, and then there'll be one in May. And usually it's a couple of weeks following the one in April. And the first one is on April 20th, and that's the first solar eclipse. And the date doesn't mean that something is going to happen on that date, but it lasts for 6 months, and we'll start to feel the energy now. We can already start to feel the eclipse energy. And this eclipse on April 20th is really unusual because also there's the sun, the Mercury, the moon, Rahu, and Uranus all in Aries. And I'm talking Vedic astrology here. So that makes it have a, what am I trying to say? It's an energy of Aries, and it's very extreme energy here when we talk about this eclipse. And when we have all those planets lined up, it's unusual to have that. It's called a stellium, and it's unusual because it makes everything more powerful. And so this eclipse is going to be huge, and because it's in Aries and there are all those planets that are going to be in Aries brings new beginnings. So if you are born in April, there are going to be a lot of new beginnings in your life. I mean, we've been saying all along that this time period is time to begin something new. And in April, especially if your birthday is April, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, those are really powerful days this April. And if we go to, actually, I can just kind of talk about it minimally, but on April 6th, we're going to have a full moon, and that's going to be in Virgo. And I'm talking about in Vedic astrology. And so that kind of sets the tone for the month. And then from there, we're going to have from April 10th to April 15th, we're going to have a period of what's called Gandanta in Vedic astrology. And so it's Jupiter's last days. Jupiter will be changing signs. It changes signs once a year, and it will be changing signs from Pisces into Aries. So from a water sign into a fire sign. So April 10th to 15th also could bring a lot of water problems, a lot of floods, fires. It could bring, it's going to be a very intense time. Then we have the solar eclipse on April 20th. And that lasts for 6 months, that energy. So that's going to be very intense because it's just going to be a very intense time. And I'm going to do a lot of talking about this as we get a little closer. And on April 21st, again, we have this stellium where all of these planets are in Aries that line up. And that's going to be very challenging. I think April 21st is going to be very channeling. It's very difficult. And April 21st, also Mercury goes retrograde. So that time is probably any time from April 21st till about May 5th is not going to be a time to start something new. Okay. It's a time to plan for the future, but not to actually take action. So we'll talk about this as we get closer. But on April 22nd, Jupiter, the largest benevolent planet, they call this the guru, the spiritual teacher. It moves from Pisces into Aries. Now, it does get along with Aries, and so that's a good thing. But it will bring a lot of change for the year, for the world. It will bring a lot of change in the year, because whenever a planet moves out from one zodiac sign into another zodiac sign, it affects actually like the entire human life. And so this is going to be an interesting time period for this year with Jupiter. At the same time, it's going to be next to Rahu, and Rahu is the kind of the troublemaker, and Jupiter is the spiritual teacher. So we might see things like, like priests get in trouble, or anything that, like that has been spiritual kind of get debunked, or you'll see it's going to be kind of an interesting time with that planetary involvement. So, and I mean, the last time that Jupiter transited into Aries was 12 years ago. So we can go back. It happens once a year. So we can go back 12 years and 12 years before that. And so this is, I think it's going to be a kind of a challenging month, this April, because of all of the big ticket things. And plus we're still in Sati Sati, which is where the moon, it's Saturn and the moon, and involves Saturn and the moon, and that could cause a lot of issues in the United States too. So this is just kind of April's a rough time period. Let's say that April's kind of rough for us. So anybody who has a birth date during that period of time, life will change. Life will definitely change. So having said all of that, let's see here. I've got a lot of questions that I wanted to answer. And here is something that I did want to ask. And this was a good question. Patty Campbell. So Patty Campbell says, I have a question about soul groups. How many generations do they consist of? And she said, also, our non-family members, we meet here, are they included, like friends and coworkers? So yes. So Patty, soul groups, they could consist of many generations. In my family, we actually, on one side of my family, there are 5 generations still alive, 5. And that's pretty unusual. And yes, it would be considered the same soul group. So our soul groups are, first it's our original family. And then it's, of course, our grandparents and, several, really, I'd say 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 generations that go out, of course, are our soul group. Then we have our partners, our friends, our coworkers. And then there are also, in addition to that, when you choose a certain path in whatever your soul has come to do, let's say it's spirituality, that soul group, you meet these people along your path that are part of your soul group, and you will recognize them. And often we come to work together in soul groups. That's a great question about soul groups. And you can recognize somebody. It's like it's a familiarity about them. You have a lot in common. There's something here. Now, there are also people that are in your soul group that are here to teach you, like siblings, people that have been, maybe not so good to be around. They're part of the soul group too, because they teach you, they're teachers here. So I hope that helps answer your question. And here's a question from Sherry Kraft. Sherry, this was a great question, and I really appreciated this. She said her birthday's in 2 days, which makes that on April 1st. And she said, I'm a 7 of spades, yep, and a 10 in numerology. She said, but my question is, when I'm looking at the year, for a number, what number do I use? So let's say you want to see, everybody can do this, what year it is for you. I'm sorry, what number it is for you. So if we just take her birthday, which is April 1st, and then you take your birth date, so April 1st, so that April is a 4 and 1, that's 5. And then 2023 is a 7. And so you would add 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you get 12. And then you'd add 1 plus 2, and you'd be a 3 for the year. So I hope you can help you figure that out. And so for instance, I'm at September, that's a 9. And my birthday is the 20th. Okay, that's a 2, which is an 11. And then you add the current year, 2023, and that's 7. And that would make my year for me a 9. And 9s come to complete something. So that means for me, my book will be finished this year. Thank God. So anyway, that's how you do if you want to look at your year. It's kind of fun to look at the kind of year that you will have ahead. It's kind of fun to look at this. So that's good. So that would be fun to do. Everybody can do that. Let's see. What else can I answer here? Doug. Hi, Kelly. Love your show. My 3rd week tuning in. Well, thanks tuning in, Doug. Let's get a message from the guides for you, Doug. Hold on a second. I think thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Here we go, Doug. This is from Messages from the Guides from James Van Prague's cards. And I love his cards. Did anybody do the meditation? James did a global meditation last night, and it was fantastic. Let me know if you went. It was great. It was on Zoom, and it was great. So, Doug, here's the card from your guides. Be of service. Be of service, Doug. There you go. That's a great one. Be of service. So, Constant Clancy. Hi, Kelly. Can I pick a card for you? Yes, your birthday is 8/30. So let's talk about 8/30, which is a 9 of hearts. And 9 of hearts is all hearts. Whenever you hear me say a heart, it has to do with emotions. And a 9 of hearts has to do with really dealing with emotions in this lifetime. So your life experiences would be emotionally led, probably. They make great therapists. And boundaries would be a must here. You'd have to do boundaries here. But they also make really good lawyers too. So 9 of hearts, kind of interesting. But let me get a card for you, honey. And this would be a message from your guide. Worry is a wasted emotion. There you go. See? Another emotion card. There you go. Now, here's a question I wanted to answer this question too. I thought this was a good one. And this is from Mirjam Lucier. And she says her birthday is 12/29, which is a 2 of hearts. Again, emotions. And she said, why do narcissists always cross my path right when I feel comfortable in my life? So here's the thing, Mirjam. And this can happen to anybody, but it often happens to a lot of people that have a heart in their placement. So a 2 of hearts is all about, finding a mate. All 2s like to couple up. It's like coupling up. And 2 of hearts comes to look for, it has a deep emotional component to it. It means that you've got to learn a lot about how you feel, what's important to you, and know thyself. Because a narcissist will enter your path until you learn boundaries and until you can size it up very quickly, and not to get tricked with the heart, with the emotional aspect. And so once you do that several times, you use, and it, by the way, I mean, from my own experience, several times, like lots of times. And then you finally get it. For some reason, it takes forever to get that one. But thank you for that question. I really appreciate that question with that. So, okay, Kimberly Weddle. Hi, Kimberly. Would love a mini reading. So you are 111. So let's talk about 111. So January 11th, anybody born between January 1st and January 13th takes a very deep incarnation, like really deep, karmically deep. And 111 on January 11th, it is a 3 of spades. So 3 of spades is here for creativity. They're actually really left brain and right brain. They can be very creative and yet they can do work. And this is what the life is about, like finding balance with creativity and going inward deeply in a spiritual path. Again, anybody born between January 1st and January 13th must take a deeply spiritual path. Okay, and Jesse Thompson, not sure how this works. It looks like we're posting birth dates and you are January 1st. So you're a King of Spades. So King of Spades is also, like the most, the King of Spades can do anything. If you were born January 1st, and there's only one date on that, January 1st, there's a lot of pressure on this date, a lot of pressure, because there's so much that you can do. And it's also means that life would have been very challenging, like specific challenges to overcome. We all have that. King of Spades has almost more than the average person with that. Hi, Lori Counts. Hi, everybody. Hi, Vicky Nason. Let's get a card for you, Vicky, from your husband. Let's get that from your beloved husband, Mike. And I'm going to use these Talking to Heaven cards. So people that have loved ones on the other side, let's get some cards for you. And by the way, James and I on Monday are going to be doing a really fun show. We're going to be doing on Monday with Both Sides Now and Beyond. We're going to be doing readings for people together. So that's going to be really fun. We're going to do card readings. We'll do, different kinds of readings and maybe some mediumship readings. So let's see. Here's a card for you, Vicky. Okay. You're going to love this. Get a picture of this. We will be together again. Okay, Vicky? There you go. That's from Mike. He loves you so much. So, okay. Hi, Jerry Drumbowski. Hi, can an animal like a dog be your soulmate? Oh, you betcha, you betcha, you betcha. Yes, 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 yes. I have chills on that. That's when I said that. Of course. Oh my God. Our animals are our soul. I mean, they're just our heart, right? Oh my gosh. For sure. Doug. Okay. Hi, Doug. How do we best keep in perspective that we are spiritual beings having a human experience and not the other way around? So, okay. And you are February 11th. So let's talk about that. Great question. And I really appreciate that. It's a constant, Doug. You have to constantly be reminded because it is so easy to pull yourself down and to forget. In fact, I have to read this to you. Hold on a second. I swear to God, I did this morning. Let me just make sure that I have this. Okay, here we go. I actually asked my guides this morning for a page, and I'm reading from this, The Quiet Mind, Sayings of White Eagle. And this is what I turned to. It was page 47. And if anybody who has this, The Quiet Mind by Sayings of White Eagle, here's what it said. It said, every day on awaking and many times during the day, particularly when you are being overwhelmed and harassed by the affairs of the physical life, pause and remember it is the little self, the human personality, which is being tried, and then understand that above you in the invisible realms is the greater self, the Christ self. Look into that form of glorious color, that radiant life, and you will feel infinite power flowing into your personality. You will be conscious above your personality of a self which is limitless, which is living in God. So I hope that answers your question. It's a constant remembering of who you are. And this book, honest to God, this book is just, to me, it's just amazing. It answers everything you need at that exact moment, and it keeps you on a spiritual path. You have to view everything as a spiritual nature. And once you get to that perspective, it's easy to get pulled back down because there's drama and trauma and all kinds of things. But you just keep that awareness. You've got to keep the awareness that you are a soul having having a physical experience while you're here, a human experience. And February 11th is a very serious date because it's an Ace of Spades. An Ace of Spades means like the deepest part of the ocean, being born into it. It's Ace of Spades is it's the mundane world and the spiritual world, and you have to remember that exact question. You're living in the mundane world, but the spiritual world is really will give you all the answers you need, and you have to remember that's where you are. So thanks for the question. It's a great question, and it's one we all can relate to constantly. So Adeline Mersch. Hi, Adeline. What's the best way to take care of ourselves at this time? Thank you, Kelly. Oh, great question. Well, I will tell you this, probably, very little to no alcohol, lots of fresh water, lots of sunshine if you can get it, lots of nature, sleeping well. I mean, really take care of the physical, and going into meditation is really helpful. And what I did see is that James is going to be doing these meditations, these global meditations once a month. And everybody should sign up for those, because last night's was just amazing. And what meditation does is it centers you, it grounds you, it's calming. It's just good for your soul. So those are the kind of things that I would do with these energies. Because look, we're all going to get hit with all kinds of things. Energy is fierce. And I think that we're going to see a lot of changes again and coming up in April. And because of that, just spend time with your loved ones, spend time with your animals. If you can. I think that's a good thing to do. So let's see, Debbie Bright, is my house haunted or is it my relatives? I don't know. Only you could answer that, but it is kind of a funny question. Might be your relatives. It could be. I mean, lots of times our relatives come back just to keep an eye on us, or just to knock things around and let us know they're there. Take pictures with your phone or your camera, whatever, and look for orbs. That's a great way to see it. And you're February 18th. February 18th is a 7 of diamonds. Must watch negativity. 7 of diamonds, all 7 of diamonds, all sevens. Must watch negativity. And I have a lot of gratefulness and spirituality. All sevens come in for spirituality. Okay. John Barrio. Hi, Kelly. We really enjoy your program. Thank you. My son Jacob is February 28th. He's on a new path. Fantastic. February 28th is one of my favorite days, and that is a 10 of clubs day. And 10 of clubs can do many, many things. They're wildly creative. They can be writers, actresses, actors, singers, business people. They have a brain that has a brain. So they're wildly psychic and intuitive. They're some of my favorite people. That's a good one. Okay. Charlene Miller. Hi, Charlene. There's been absolutely horrible things happening in our world, as you predicted. Sorry about that. I know. Is there any way possible to change things with sending our love and healings, such as this group is full of very much love? That's true. Can we change the bad into good? And your birthday is January 15th. And may this card be a card for all of us. I'm happy to do a card for all of us. I think that's a great idea. I'll do one from the guides. And so the best thing that anybody can do is go inward. Even though the world is going, however it goes, got to go inward and get really centered and grounded and walk in love, walk in peace, walk in love, be good, be kind. Because when you're kind to another person and that energy goes out to that person, then that person in turn, kind of questions it probably, and then is kind to the next person. So, and in the opposite is if you're angry and then that energy goes out and that energy goes out, it's like, really, we've seen it way too many times, So I think that maybe being, as kind to everybody as you can, I think that's always important. I really do. So let's get a card for everybody. I think that's a great idea, Charlene. That is a super idea. Okay, here we go. Patience. This is for everybody. Patience is a virtue. And it's true. So this goes along with one of the things that I wanted to talk today too. So thank you for that, Charlene, because patience is a virtue. When we don't get what we want at that time that we think we're going to get it, just know that the universe is doing its thing and something better will come along. You have to think that way, because just because in our time we want something doesn't mean that we're going to get it in our time. It just doesn't work that way. And so have as much patience as you can with everything, I think, that you do. I think everything that you do. Okay, so here's a great question. This is from Janice Shakade Freeman. She said, when my mom passed, I used to find pennies, nickels, and dimes everywhere. So that does happen, everybody, often. She said, I used to feel her around too. Okay, so when your mom passed, you used to feel her around. She said, I even have a picture I took in my house of an orb one evening that she knows was her mother. And then and what she's saying here is, she said, I haven't felt her in a while. So where do they go? And can I have a card today? Yes, we're going to talk about that. Let me just say this. There's a lot to do on the other side. There's so many things. So maybe she's learning about other things. Maybe she's doing, her life review. Maybe she's taking classes. Maybe she's, going to museums and she's learning about a lot of things. If you are thinking about her, though, she will be there for you. Okay, so just know that. But there's so much to do on the other side. If that's what they are wanting to do, there's lots to do. I mean, beyond. Okay, and this was a good question too. And this is from Cindy Rand. And Cindy said, hello, Kellee. I'm reading a book on Vedic astrology, which I love Vedic astrology. So I think that's great, Cindy. She said they have a table in it listing the Vedic name and the element and the symbol. The one that they don't explain are body parts. She said, I'm September 23rd, Virgo. Under Vedic, you are Virgo. And she said, under body parts, it states digestive tract and intestines. And what does that mean? Okay, so great question. Every zodiac sign, everybody can hear this, because every zodiac sign connects to some anatomical part. So your sun sign could indicate certain maybe physical strengths that you have or weaknesses. Okay, so in astrology, like Aries, well, let's start with when she talks about Virgo. So Virgo rules the intestines and the bowel and the thyroid and the pancreas. So sometimes Virgo people will say, I have a sour stomach, or I'm nervous, or I'm anxious, because it also rules the nervous system here. So that would be Virgo. So Aries, and I'll give them for all of them. Aries rules the head and the brain itself and the body. So Aries is the first one out of the gate, but it rules the head. And Taurus rules the face. Sometimes you'll see somebody with like the front, like a round part of the face, and often they might be a Taurus. And also a Taurus rules the vocal cords and part of the throat. Okay. Gemini, you can always tell a Gemini because it rules the shoulders and the hands and the upper lungs, and it rules the neck. And so if anybody, often I can see somebody's a Gemini by their, like, if it's a male, they have broad shoulders, traditionally. Cancer rules the breast and the lower lungs. Okay. So Leo rules the heart and the stomach. Often Leos will have the same problem. They might have a nervous stomach too, even, or a stomach issue. So Leo rules the heart. Leo also has the hair. So you can often tell a Leo person. I'm the Leo rising. You can tell usually by the hair. Libra rules the kidneys. So if you're a Libra, you might, have to run to the bathroom all the time, or kidneys also hold fear. And Scorpio rules the reproduction parts. Sagittarius rules the thighs and the hips. So possibly if you are a Sagittarius, you might have hip issues. I mean, not always. It's just, these are the signs that, the parts of the body that these signs rule. Capricorn rules the knees, interesting enough, and the skeletal system and the bones. And Aquarius rules the lower legs and the ankles, the lower legs and the ankles. So if you're an Aquarian, you might have had ankle problems. Right. And Pisces rules the feet and toes. So there you go with so everybody knows what everything rules is, right? Kristen Bright says the afterlife session the other night with you and James was really cool. Wasn't that great? I thought that was so great too. Thank you for that. I thought that was just great. Dusty Bice Becker. Hi, Kellee. You look absolutely beautiful. Thank you, honey. Thanks for all you do. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for that. So we do, Anne Margaret, need happy planetary news. I can't really deliver that right now, but Gail King, I still love that name. Please, can I get a card for my ex? He's going through so much. His birthday is 12/14. He's lost his mom and his sister and his dad and his nephew. Wow, Gail. Well, let's get him a card for sure. Now, he's a 4 of clubs. I'm a 4 of clubs. 4 of clubs can, sadly take a lot, right? Sadly, they can take a lot. They're usually, if they can stay in their intellect, they can do really well, but he probably has a big heart there too. Yeah, 4 of clubs comes to learn a lot about knowledge and a lot about emotions as well. So let's get a card for him. That's a lot of loss, a lot of loss. Here's what they say. I always give you a good night kiss. So just know that they're around him. They surround him with a lot of love. Okay, good for you. I see that he's your ex, but good for you for doing that. You're greater than I could do on that. Jody W. Hi, Kellee. Any tips and tricks for replenishing your energy when your career is centered in giving constantly? Yes, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Okay. I teach algebra, and the apathy in my students towards learning is draining. Oh, honey, I bet it is. When I get home, I ground myself. I use crystals. I pet my pets. What are some simple things I can do throughout the day to stay in a healthy, positive energy range? I'd love to sage my classroom, but I don't want to set off the sprinklers. Oh, Jody, God bless you. I mean, that's really big work that you're doing. If you can take any time, here's what I would do. It sounds funny, but I swear to you, get this out. Just get this and turn to any page at any time, and it will center you and ground you. This book, The Quiet Mind by Sayings of White Eagle, I am not kidding you. This is like a replenisher of energy. If I ever get stuck on anything, I turn to this and I immediately go back. It centers me right away. And that's something that I have learned along the way to do. Just sit and, that's really probably the best way that I could think of doing it. Okay. Kellee, this is from Astrid. Kellee, the April 20th eclipse is conjunct my moon. What can I expect? I would say this, Astrid. A lot of change in your life, a lot of emotion, a lot of change in your life. That's what I would say, and change is good. It keeps, eclipses are extraordinary because they move us on. Or we'd all just be like stuck here, constantly stuck. Notice we're always on earth. There's constant change, constant growth, constant change. Kicking or screaming, it's constant, right? And so that's the job of an eclipse. And then we have a lunar eclipse right after that too. So really April and May, like, hold on. But I would predict change, a lot of change here. Nikki Miller, I want to answer this. She says, hi, Kellee, my birthday is January 6th. So January 6th is 8 of spades. Power, power, power. 8 of spades is very powerful. I've had a challenging couple of days being bullied by a narcissist. Can I get a card, please? Absolutely. But let's talk about getting bullied by a narcissist. This is 8 of spades can stand up to the best of them. Nobody has a backhand like an 8 of spades. I would say stand in your power because 8 of spades means power. 8 of spades typically are CEOs. And if you're an empath with this, then you really have to step into what are boundaries. And, I wrote a piece the other day on gray rocking, of how to gray rock a narcissist. You don't pay really any attention, and that really pisses them off. But if you go to my Facebook page on Spiritual Medium Kellee White, there I have a thing on gray rocking, and I think it would probably help you a lot. But being bullied by a narcissist, narcissists come into our life so we can learn to set boundaries. And sometimes our life path is about, we come to earth to learn to set boundaries. We come here to the hardest school, period, bar none, to set a boundary, especially for empaths. And that might be a huge lesson for you, honey. That's a tough one, but let's get you a card, okay? Everyone has a value. So here's the thing about, do narcissists have a value? Yeah, they do, because they actually do. I can't believe I'm even going to say this, but they do, because they teach us boundaries. They teach us about to love ourselves. And you have to remember that, okay? It's really important. You have to remember that, okay? Let's see. So, okay, Karen Farsi would love a message to soothe my heart. Well, how about a message from a loved one, Karen? Would that help you soothe your heart? Because I know there's a lot of changes going on. Remember me by the happy memories we created. There you go, honey. And I think this is good for everybody because they are loved ones on the other side. They love it when we remember, have our pictures up. They love that. They love that. Hi, Scott. Hi, Amy. Okay, Scott McCullough, I need a reading for your love life. Okay. Well, let's figure this one out. Okay, I got one here. You know what? Let's do this. The Soul's Journey. I love these cards. Let's do the Soul's Journey card, Scott, for your love life. So first, always love yourself. And I don't mean that in a narcissistic way. I mean, in a really good way. Take care of yourself, in a positive way. Okay. Gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So Scott, don't worry. Have gratitude for everything that you've gone through. I hope that makes sense for you. Let's see. Okay. Carlene Reese, I'm scheduled for an epidural injection in my spine on the 11th. Is this a good time for this? So I think anytime if you need an epidural, anytime's a good time for that. I would say, yeah. I mean, yes, because it's important. You don't need to be in any pain. It's important. So yes. So let's see here. Marge Webb, what's the difference between a current year versus our birth numbers? So for instance, you take your birth date, your full birth date with your year. So for me, I'm a number 33. And that's my birth date, 1957, and that equals a 33 in numerology. And for the current year, you substitute your birth year with the current year, which is 2023, and you add those up, and that's how you do it. And the difference is with your birth year, that's what you're here to learn, or who you are as a soul when you incarnate, the birth year. And for the birth date year, for the birth year. Yeah. But for the current year, that would be what you're here for the year. So what's going on in your, for instance, I said I was a 9 for the year. September 20th is my birthday. That's an 11. And it's 2023, which is a 7. So that would be 7, 8, 9, which makes my year for me, the year of 2023, a 9 year. 9s mean to complete something. So I hope I slowed that down enough to explain that. Julie Musterman. Hi, Kelly. What if I'm a 9 and this year is also a 9 for me? Should I be scared or is this good? Bravo. So that happens a lot, Julie. Great question. So you are a 9 in your birth year. And also this year is a 9 for you. That's great. So a 9 in general comes to complete things. Like they have a long life path and they come to complete things. Then you take a 9 year and bravo, you will complete some more things here. So that's good. No, don't be scared of that. That's really good. That's terrific. I mean, it's like a double power thing for you. I think that's great. Thank you for that question. Patricia Aldana, she says, will we meet our deceased loved ones here on Earth again, as we will recognize them as their physical looks have changed? We will definitely see our loved ones on the other side. We could see them on Earth again, or we'll see them on the other side. And of course, we'll definitely recognize them immediately, because the physical looks often, sometimes they change, but they, believe me, I promise you will recognize all of them. Every one of them you'll recognize, because it's a soul recognition. And often they keep the way they look for you, so you will recognize, making sure that you'll not miss them. There's no way you would miss them. So you never have to worry about that, okay? Never. Barbara Stein, you're taking James's main coaching classes. Congratulations. I think that's great. Let's see. Here we go. Trey. Hi, Trey. When I meditate deeply, I always fall asleep. A lot of people do. I made it about 20 minutes into James's meditation last night. I woke at 9:30. Super relaxed, and I slept like a baby. Okay, that happens a lot, because in meditations, if they're really good, we go really deep, and you were absolutely in another, probably in a theta place. I mean, your brain went way down, and that's fantastic. And I'm glad that you got to sleep. And that happens. That happens. So don't ever worry about that. There'll be a time when you practiced enough that that doesn't happen. That used to happen to me all the time. I would just go out. I'd wake up and I didn't even know where I was. I'd go so far deep. And now, no, it doesn't really happen that much. In fact, I don't think it happens to me at all now, but it's a good question. Okay, Judy McGinnis legacy. Hi, Judy. I was signed up for James' meditation, but fell asleep before it started. That's too bad, because it was a really good one. That's very funny. Well, there'll be another opportunity. Hi, Patricia Aldana. Hi, Kellee. 222. Am I a Pisces? No, you would be an Aquarius in Vedic astrology, and a message from your 1119 beloved. So let's get a card. You would be, I know you've been thinking of yourself as a Pisces, but 222 would be an Aquarius in Vedic astrology. So they're the outside thinkers. They think, therefore they are. They're Aquarius or something else. Humanitarians. It's beautiful where I am. So on the other side, everybody needs to know it is spectacular. It is beautiful. It's just stunning, stunning, beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, MTV Media. First timer here from both sides and beyond. Oh, thank you. 12-9. Need to move and attract a great job. Many thanks and sparkles. Okay, so you are 12-9. 12-9 is a 9 of clubs. So 9 of clubs is here for knowledge. They have, and 9 of clubs always has success. So it's about, you would just have to think like this. If you need to move and attract a great job and money, for a 9 of clubs, usually they just put the energy out there. And also watch negativity and watch, because you're here to complete something. All 9s will complete something and move on. A 9 of clubs in particular will complete something and move on. So don't worry, you will definitely get some job that comes up for you. And here you go. Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Here you go. I'm the same as everybody, but I have different challenges. There you go. So think like that. Okay. Thank you, though. Okay. Oh, Gina, let me hold on a second. Gina Knapp, can you explain at all how souls can reincarnate and still communicate with us? So, as James has said many times, and I agree with this, this is just a small part of us that are here on Earth, just a small part of us. Our bigger self is on the other side. So, because of our bigger self on the other side, if somebody were to reincarnate, and usually in a soul group, especially a close relation, they usually don't just, they wait for us before, and then as a soul group, they decide to come in. So, but if somebody, it would be an essence of the person on that side communicating with us here. So I hope that answers the question, Gina. Okay, so Renee, would you put that other question up, please? That you had up. Okay. Cali Healer. My dad is in the process of transitioning soon. Any guidance is so appreciated. And you're 6'2". Yes. So you want to be as loving and kind and tell your dad how much, if he's been wonderful to you, if there's been problems, you want to see if you're able to forgive. Those are the kind of things. You want to keep it as simple and kind and loving as possible. And you want to talk about, I don't know what your father's belief is, but it maybe, whoever he loved on the other side, whether it's he loved his mother, if he loved his father. I remember saying to my mother, and would you like your mother there? No, I couldn't stand my mother. So you never know who it is that they, want to be with. But if somebody that, you want to just keep it as loving and kind as possible, and nourishing and compassionate and all of these things. Okay. And it's a big opportunity for a lot of growth when you are with somebody who's passing away. It's a sacred space, and you want to remember that it is completely a sacred space there. And it's one of the most challenging things to do, if not the most challenging thing to do in life. But it is Really, really important. So God bless you for being there. And you are 6'2" and 2 of spades. So 2 of spades, anytime I say spades, spades are all about depth. Spades are about overcoming fear too. Okay, so I hope that helps with you. Okay, so let's see. MTV Media, 11 is a number you don't break down any further. That's correct. Excuse me. 11, 22, and 33 are master numbers. That's correct. Everybody did the meditation with James. Good. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Wanda Man, I would love a card from my husband. Well, let's get you a card, Wanda, from your husband. Here we go. From your husband. I have no pain. So let's remember that too, because when you pass, there is no pain. Immediately there's no pain, and none. So that's good to know. Okay. So Renee Hounsel said, yes, his meditation was beautiful. The energy was very powerful. I saw a beautiful pink light behind him, and it actually felt like Divine Mother. Oh, wow, Renee, I will tell him that. Thank you for saying that. I think that's wonderful. I think that is wonderful. Okay. Nancy Connolly Beard, she said, yes, I joined the meditation last night and you really enjoyed it. Can you have a card? And you are 12-8. Yes, and 12-8 is a 10 of clubs. 10 of clubs are very, very psychic, very psychic. And let's get you a card from over here, and it says perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to, and that is perseverance here, which is very true. I like that. Patricia Aldana, the global meditation was so comforting, really, wasn't it? Please have a session about meeting loved ones here on Earth again. We will. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Gayla Mathis, I love your Thursday shows. Thank you. I would love a card. And I'm an 8 of clubs. So let's get you a card. 8 of clubs is also somebody very, very psychic. Often when I say anything with a club, they're very, very psychic. Okay, fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So sometimes our souls come in to overcome fear. Often, and remember, Earth is like major fear school. Like, oh, you took fear on Earth? Yes, I sure did. I bet you took a lot of it. Yes, I did. And then I overcame it. And I realized that it was an illusion. There's no such thing as fear. But fear or love, always choose love. Always, always. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me ask that question. Okay, Debbie Jones Griffin. Big, can I have a mini reading, please? Looking forward to hearing from my family that are all on the other side now. Not sure what their personal beloved belongings. It's overwhelming. I'm not sure, Debbie, what that means, but I'm going to get you a card from your loved one. Looking to hear from my family, all on the other side. Absolutely. Let's get. Oh, not sure what to do with their personal belongings. It's overwhelming. I see what you're saying. Okay. Well, often, Debbie, they will want us to, give them to some places that can use their things. And I know how hard and overwhelming that is. I do know it, how hard that is to do. And yet it's so important, isn't it? Here we go. There is no time where I am. Time is only on the earth. And so that is true. And it is true. Time is only on earth here. But I would say that I would, start looking for wonderful organizations to donate their things to, if it's possible for you. Okay. Okay. Connie Kinjerski Rodrian. Hi, Connie. Hi, Kelly. I enjoy watching and listening to you. Thanks, honey. Would love a mini reading, and you are June 5th. So June 5th is a Queen of Diamonds. Queen of Diamonds we call them the philanthropists because they have to give a lot in this world. They have to constantly be mindful of others. Often they make great therapists. They often can be therapists because they are so good at taking care of others or helping others. So, and always remember to take care of yourself. And I would say that for Queen of Diamonds, always remember to take care of themselves. And let's get you a card over here. And it's indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So really hone in on your intuition, honey. Definitely. Okay, let me just look at some other questions that I had here. Oops, I think I went through all my questions here on this. I think I did. Okay, so let me answer some more questions here. Carlene Reese. Hi, Carlene. 11:20. I did the past life regression and I didn't see anything, but I had this floating sensation. I have such a problem with visualization. Maybe I'm broken. Carlene, you are not broken at all. You are not broken at all. And you're November 20th. You are a king of hearts. So you have a male brain, and perhaps, see, meditation is a right brain activity. And I think that you were in a left brain place here with it. And the floating sensation is wonderful that you had that. Some people really do have trouble visualizing. And that's okay. It can start with your imagination. Have you ever tapped into your imagination? That often will open up the doors to the left brain and what you want to do, or I should say to the right brain. If you are in a left brain place, like for whatever reason, you're more left brain, to do something creative, to listen to music, to have fun, to play, that's a right brain activity, and meditation is a right brain activity. But you can do it. You can do it. You're not broken, honey. You're not broken. Robin Young Buyer. Hi, Robin. Can you have a card? August 21st. Absolutely. So August 21 is a 5 of clubs. And 5 of clubs is all about change and freedom and success and those kind of things. So, and a card for here is Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So we all have to remember that with different people, because it's easy to go into like, why are they doing that? And then you kind of have no judgment on it, whatever it is. Oh, that's where they are. I think James and I are saying that a lot now. Oh, look at that. I'll be darned. You get to say that a lot later on. Carolyn Stewart, my birthday is July 19th. I'd love a mini reading. Sure, you bet, honey. July 19th is a 9 of clubs. Again, a 9 of clubs loves knowledge. And 9 of clubs, here's another thing about them. They're fascinated in like secret knowledge. Like, I don't know. And I've said this before, particularly with the male 9 of clubs. They like things like I don't know, like the mafia, or things about, movies or any historic things. So 9s love to learn. So often that's why a 9 of clubs will come here to complete a life and to learn a lot in this. So I hope that helps you. Oh, Jay Marcus, your birthday is tomorrow, Kelly. Wow. So let's talk about that. March 31st, 5 of clubs day. Isn't that funny? Another 5 of clubs. And so tomorrow's energy should be, again, this energy time, Jay, this would be a time to start something big, start something new. Always when it's our birthday, traditionally, it opens up a whole new year for us. And tomorrow, we're still in that energy of this new cycle that we're in. And you're right before the eclipse, probably a good thing. I'd celebrate, and really work on what you wanted to do this year. Okay, because I think that's really important here. Sue Lotman. Hi, Sue. You are 2-5. Any card from my husband? He thought he was being funny by passing on April's Fool's Day. Oh, my God. Sue? No, that's it's funny, but I know it wasn't funny, but wow, that's kind of funny. Wouldn't that be something? Oh, my God. Yikes, that would not be a day. Oh, and April 1st is a 7 of Spades day. 7 of Spades represents accidents. I wonder if he had an accident. Okay, so he also says, remember me by the happy memories we created. And I'd have to say, passing on April Fool's Day, I mean, that is kind of funny. Probably shouldn't laugh on that, but it is kind of funny. Sinfinity. Hi, Kelly. Love you and James in your shows. Oh, thanks, Sin. They help so many people. Thank you. May I have a card? You bet. So you are 1227 and 1966. So 1966 is a 22 year. 1984 is a 22 year. 1975 is a 22 year. 1957 is a 22 year. And a 22 year means you have to build something in your life, like something. It just is like you've come to do something. I don't know. Sometimes we call it leaving a legacy even. But 1227, so let's set 1227 is a 4 of hearts. So Four of Hearts Four of Hearts is about family and dealing with family. So you would come in as a soul that probably has just had family up to here. Family would be like, it's a lot. Four of Hearts has a lot to do with family. They're always taking care of family or family situations, or there's some sort of huge connection with family constantly. So I hope that helps. And make sure you have, that you take care of yourself. Whenever I see a Four of Hearts, they also often they'll come to marry. And because the family dynamic is so just bizarre, they don't even want to get married. But that may not be the case with you. Okay. So, and here was a card for you. And this is loneliness. I know that I am never alone. It's true. You're never alone. It's actually not possible for anybody to be alone. It's not possible. Jennifer DeMarco. Hi, Jennifer. I've lost 10 family members in the past 18 months, leaving me the family matriarch at 46. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. Wow. I've learned so much, and now you are an end-of-life doula, offering assistance and peace during such sacred time. Okay, so bravo for grabbing that depth and doing this with it. Really, bravo. I'm speechless for a lot of this, and so happy that you went into this work, because death doulas are so important. It is such sacred work. And on your March 4th is a 10 of Spades. 10 of Spades means really heavy work. You're probably, and I have chills around you, Jennifer. I mean, I'm sure that you do great work with this, and to be the matriarch at 46 is early. And to have that kind of loss and to do this with it, really, bravo, Jennifer. Let's get you a card from all of your loved ones, really. They have no more earthly worries because they know you're in charge, Jennifer. So I think that's a good card for you. And really, bravo, honey. Really good work here. So I wanted to, Renee, would you put this up if you get a chance? I was so surprised, you guys, to see this, and I was so happy. So there is a mental health and well-being global summit, and it's free. And you can go online and register for it for free. It's presented by Wisdom for Life. And you can see Dr. Gabor Mate up there. He's a leading trauma specialist. He's amazing. And you can see Dr. Edward Weil, who's really famous. Andrew Weil, he's really well known. And then you can see Deepak Chopra in the middle. I mean, these are some really well-respected doctors that are going to be there. And what you don't know is that the man to the right of Deepak Chopra, right in the middle, you see Deepak, and then there's a man to the right with glasses and a beard. You're never going to believe who that man is. That is my son-in-law, Tony. I can't believe it. Dr. Anthony Bean, and he's going to be talking about geek therapy. He teaches and lectures and has written many books on geek therapy. And geek therapy means working with people that, like that are gamers, or they're into, gamers often, or on the spectrum. And so he's the leading expert in his field with this. And so you might want to check this out. And I was just really pleased and proud of Tony I was so stunned when I saw this. I was like, I picked up the phone immediately, like, Tony, oh my God, it's a big deal. So that's exciting. So anyway, if you're interested, please sign up for that. And join James and me on Monday. We're going to be doing readings. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be a great show Monday night. So please join us Monday. And then I'll be back next week, and we'll be talking more Vedic astrology. I'll get into the nuts and bolts of April. Okay. And I'll do some of that Monday too. So take care, everybody. Have a great week. Goodbye.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.